catching it early, you've got more options.
Absolutely.
You're going to have more stability and functional resilience in that dog to move forward on. If you wait till late, when they're really lame, they're really struggling, they're really in pain, you're going to have lost muscle mass, you're going to have lost function. It's going to be a lot harder to rehab them back to a comfortable life. It might be even impossible by that point.
No, it's not. Because at that point, we may not be able to get as good as we want, but we can still make them better. So I would not say all hope is lost.
I will agree with you on that one.
All right.
But it's a shame when you've got a Labrador that you wish you'd picked up at 18 months to 2 years.
Absolutely.
And you pick it up at 10 years and there's no way those elbows are ever going to go back.
No, but those are things like if we find something like that, it allows you to start a conversation. We could do the same thing with feeling the knees or the hips or the ankles, right? So we can find this. And then we say, you know what, hey, I realize you're busy today, but we ran that annual wellness blood work. So when I get that back, let me talk with you in a few days about that blood work. And maybe I can hop on and we can talk about what I think we feel here. And in a week or two, why don't you come back, start with pills. Pills are a good start, right? NSAIDs are our go-to, I think, right? But start with that. But you know what, if we're not getting better, why don't you come back? Let's get a sedated set of radiographs and let me feel it when they're sedated so I can understand what's going on a little bit more. They're not as going to guard it, but they're still comfortable. And that's way they can lay in really perfect positions and our vet team can get really good radiographs and that can give us a ton of info.
Yeah, definitely. Just to recap on the non-steroidals, like the pharmacological intervention. Some fear, a big fear is once you start, you're on it for life. Or once you start, they'll get used to it and it won't be as effective. Or all of these. I think, a conversation I have a lot is my intention is to use this now to find what our baseline happiness is. I want to know how comfortable your dog can be. And then we can use other interventions to stay there. We might not need to stay on this medication. And if you lose the weight, adjust the lifestyle, and we introduce a few other things and stop throwing the ball, we can hopefully come back to this, but without the pharmaceuticals. So anybody that's just been to the vet and their vet has prescribed for them, have this mindset of, yeah, it's necessary at the moment. It's given me the ability to see what my dog could look like and what I aspire to have. But then I'm going to use all these other routes to keep there. That's the plan.
That is exactly the plan, because the NSAIDs can give us kind of as close to instant gratification. We're going to know usually in 4 or 5 days, at least we're getting better.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing too. We can use the pills as a test, because if we don't get better and the pet parents are like, I don't know if I want to take x-rays. I don't know if I want to go see a specialist and get a CAT scan or things like that. Look, if it's fairly straightforward arthritis, in a week, if it's not better on an NSAID, it's not the NSAID's fault.
Yeah.
That pet is now telling you this is not normal. This is not the normal type of disease. Something's really potentially life-threatening if we're talking about bone cancer or joint cancer.
Yeah.
And now we have a strong advocacy to go, let's get our diagnosis correct.
Yeah.
Let's know what we can do.